welcome to part 15, the last part of My Sister's Got a Spoon Up Her Nose. Now, in the last section, I asked you to think about how did Dad and Mr. Tug become friends? I wonder what you decided. I think that it's because they had that shared experience of being in the plane when they were both so scared together. They were finally able to be honest and admit to each other that they were scared. This gave them something in common. And then they were so pleased with themselves and so excited after they had done the jump that they were celebrating, and they wanted to celebrate with the person they'd done the jump with. And I think that's how Dad and Mr. Tug became friends. The second question I asked you to think about was, how long do you think it will last? Now, I think that one is a bit more tricky. It could be that now Dad and Mr. Tug have made friends, that it will last forever. But thinking about what Dad and Mr. Tug are like, I don't think it really will. Dad always likes being a bit jokey and a bit sarcastic, and I don't think Mr. Tug really appreciates that sense of humour, does he? And Mr. Tug likes to be a bit of a show-off and to be a know-it-all, and I don't think Dad has much patience with that sort of attitude, does he? So my guess is that they will continue to rub each other up the wrong way. But it would be nice if I was wrong. I'd be quite happy to be wrong. It would be good if they were friends, given that they live next door. It makes life a lot easier and nicer, doesn't it, if you get on well with your neighbours. Right, let's finish the story then. Okay, so we finished with I wondered how long it would last, so we're starting from here. All the way back home, Dad could not stop talking about the jump. He was so excited and proud of himself. I can't believe I did it. Well done, said Mum. I can't believe I was scared. You've been very brave, said Mum. I jumped from over a mile high. Yes, said Mum, clenching her jaw. It was totally brilliant. Oh no, sorry, I've read that bit wrong. That was Dad speaking. It was supposed to be, it was totally brilliant. Yes, said Mum, her jaw tightening even more. Why do you think Mum's jaw is tightening? It says here that Mum is clenching her jaw, and then it says her jaw is tightening. What does that tell you about how Mum's feeling? I think it tells you that Mum's beginning to feel a bit cross with Dad going on and on about the jump. It takes a lot of guts to do a jump like that, said Dad. Oh, for heaven's sake, Ron, you've jumped from a plane. Yippee! And I've given birth to 3 children, 2 of them in one session. You want scary? You want bravery? Go and have your own twins. Dad looked at her in surprise. But I can't have babies. I'm a man. Mum concentrated on driving and didn't answer for a while. What do you think Mum means by this when she's saying if you want scary and you want bravery, go and have your own twins? I think she's saying to Dad that, yeah, okay, doing a parachute jump is pretty scary, but lots of things are scary in real life. I've done scary things. I've had babies, 2 of them at the same time, but I don't keep going on about it, do I? So I think it's time you stopped going on about it. Then she suggested that we stopped talking about parachute jumps and babies. Yeah, that seems right, doesn't it, from what I was thinking about. So I sat in the back quietly and told Cheese and Tomato how I flew the plane. Plane, repeated Cheese. Open mouth. What's Cheese thinking of? He's thinking of the game they play at mealtimes, aren't they? And they say, plane's coming into land, open wide. And that's their way of getting food into them. It was a proper plane, I said. We weren't playing spoon planes. Poo plane, gurgled Tomato. The mind boggles, muttered Dad. I wish she'd stop saying poo all the time. She'll grow out of it, said Mum, and soon she'll be talking properly. That's what I'm afraid of, Dad grunted. Then there'll be 2 women in the house arguing with me all the time. Mum didn't answer, but I could tell by the way she held her head that she was smiling. It had seemed like a long day. I suppose that was because it had been so exciting. Dad, Cheese and Tomato all fell asleep on the way home. Mum said it was like having 3 babies to look after. Sometimes, she whispered to me as she drove, sometimes I think that you and I are the only sensible people in our family. What do you think? Has Mum got a point? I think she could be right, couldn't she? Because Dad is not particularly sensible. He's fun and he's nice, but not particularly sensible. When we got home, there was a lot of sorting out to do. Mostly Cheese and Tomato, of course. They needed feeding and bathing and changing before they got ready for bed. Looking after twins is a lot of work. I don't know how anyone manages with triplets, and quadruplets must be a nightmare. So how many triplets? That's 3, isn't it? So quadruplets, it's like a quad bike. So it's 4. A quad bike has 4 wheels, doesn't it? So quadruplets is 4 babies. What a nightmare. Oh, parents of quadruplets can't get any sleep, I don't think. And they must be constantly changing nappies. Anyhow, after their bath, the twins played for a bit until Cheese disappeared again. I went on a cheese hunt and eventually found him sitting under the kitchen table trying to get the top off the tomato ketchup. I was just congratulating myself on saving everyone from a ketchup catastrophe when I heard a muffled whimper from next door where Tomato had been playing with her bricks. I hurried back to see if she was okay. Oh dear, she wasn't. She'd had a minor accident of the sticky kind. I picked her up and took her through to Dad in the other room. He was buried in the newspaper. Dad, Tomato's got a bit of a problem. Really? What's the matter? She's not hurt, is she? No, she's okay. Sort of. It's just that... What? Well, she's got her potty stuck on her head and I can't get it off. The newspaper crashed down into Dad's lap. What is wrong with you lot? You know, sometimes I think I'm the only sensible person in this family. Mum and I burst out laughing. We couldn't help it. Dad's eyes widened. What? He asked. What's so funny? But we couldn't tell him. Dad doesn't know, does he, that that's just what Mum said about her and Nicholas. He rose from his chair with a sigh and peered up inside the yellow potty. Anybody in? Potty-mato, said a sad voice from deep inside. You're telling me, said Dad. You're definitely a potty-mato, the pottiest tomato I know. Come on, you lot, into the car. Guess where we're going? Where do you think they're going? Where are they off to? Tomato's got a potty stuck on her head. I think they're going back to the hospital, aren't they? To get help with getting it off. So the story has finished in the same place as it started. Off to the hospital to rescue Tomato from a catastrophe. Oh dear. Well, I hope you enjoyed that story. I wonder how many gold stars out of 5 you'd give it in a book review. Maybe you'll tell me next time you see me. Bye for now.